This penny in my hand is super rare, and its value is $55,200. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary old penny, but in reality, it is one of the hardest American coins to find today. Very few people in the world own this piece, and that is exactly why collectors are willing to pay such a high price for it. This penny comes from 1926, a year when most coins were heavily used, damaged, or completely lost. Millions were made, but almost none were saved. Over time, the majority disappeared through circulation, melting, and careless handling. The few that survived in strong condition slowly became some of the rarest pennies in American history. For many years, this penny was ignored. People spent it without knowing what they had. But rarity grows quietly. When collectors finally realized how few examples still existed, the market changed fast and prices began to rise sharply in June 2025. A well-preserved 1926 penny shocked the coin world when it sold for $55,200 at auction. That single sale proved this penny was no longer ordinary. Earlier, another example certified by PCGs sold in November 2023 for more than $41,000 after aggressive bidding. In April 2022, an NGC-graded piece crossed $33,000 in August 2020. A Mint state survivor reached over $26,000. Even a circulated but authentic penny still sold for more than $18,000. Back in 2019, professional grading plays a massive role in this penny's value. Pennies certified by PCGS and NGC are trusted by collectors worldwide. A small difference in condition can mean thousands of dollars gained or lost. That is why serious collectors never ignore grading when dealing with a penny like this. This penny also represents an important moment in American history. It passed through everyday hands during a time of economic change. Most pennies from this year were never protected, which makes the survivors extremely rare today. Collectors now search old collections, estate sales, and forgotten boxes, hoping to find one more example, because they know a single 1926 penny in the right condition can change everything. So if you ever find a penny like this, do not clean it and do not rush to sell it. Have it examined, graded, and protected. What looks like a simple old penny could be one of the rarest American survivors still hiding today. This is not just a penny. This is history in your hand. Very few people realize that some of the most valuable American pennies do not look rare at all. This is one of them, the 1927 No Mint Mark penny. No special symbol, no flashy design, yet collectors consider it one of the most important sleeper pennies of the 20th century. Today, a high-grade example can be worth more than $38,000, and the reason behind that value surprises most people. This penny was struck in Philadelphia, which is why it carries no mint mark. At the time, no one thought these pennies would ever be valuable. They were made to be spent, not saved. 1927 pennies were used heavily during daily transactions, and almost all of them entered circulation immediately because of that. Nearly every example suffered wear damage or was lost forever. What makes this penny special is not how many were made, but how few survived in strong condition. Most 1927 pennies you find today are heavily worn. Finding one with sharp details, original surfaces, and strong color is extremely difficult. That scarcity and high grade is what turned this penny into a collector favorite. For decades, this coin was overlooked. Collectors focused on older dates and flashy errors, while this penny quietly disappeared from circulation. Then, grading services changed everything. When PCGs and NGC population reports revealed how few high-grade examples actually exist. The market reacted fast at auction. This penny has delivered shocking results. In May 2025, a beautifully preserved 1927 no mint mark penny sold for $38,000 after intense bidding, earlier in October 2023. Another example certified by PCGs crossed $31,000 in June 2022. An NGC-graded coin reached nearly $26,000. In September 2020, a strong mint state piece sold for over $21,000. Even a lightly circulated but original penny still brought more than $14,000 back. In 2019, each sale confirmed the same truth. This penny is far rarer than people ever imagined. Condition is everything with this coin. Pennies graded Mrs. 64 or higher are extremely scarce. A single grade difference can mean a value jump of $10,000 or more. That is why professional grading by PC or NNGC is essential. Ungraded examples rarely reach top prices because collectors demand certainty. Another important detail is strike quality. Many 1927 pennies were weakly struck. Sharp wheat lines, clear lettering, and full Lincoln details dramatically increase value. Color also matters. Red or red-brown examples are far more valuable than brown ones. Even if the grade is similar historically, this penny represents an important period in American life. It circulated during economic shifts, leading toward the Great Depression. These pennies were used daily by working families, which explains why so few survived untouched. That real-world use is exactly what makes the survivors so valuable. Today, collectors now actively hunt this penny. They search old collections, estate sales, and forgotten albums hoping to find one overlooked example, because they know that finding a high-grade 1927 no mint mark penny is like finding a needle in a haystack. If you ever come across this penny, do not clean it and do not rush to sell it. Look closely at the details, the color and the condition. Have it authenticated and graded. What appears to be a normal old penny could be one of the most important and valuable sleepers in American coin history. This penny does not need a mint mark to prove its worth. Its rarity speaks for itself. Are you sure that penny in your drawer is just worth 1 cent? Because the 1930 no mint mark wheat penny might just be your hidden jackpot. This unassuming coin, struck nearly a century ago, has shocked the coin collecting world by selling for $50,000 in a major U.S. coin auction in 2024, and again for a jaw-dropping $60,000 in another prestigious auction. In 2025, that's not a typo. A single 1 cent coin from 1930 with no mint mark has officially entered the elite class of high-value, numismatic treasures. But what makes this coin so incredibly special? The 1930 wheat penny was minted in Philadelphia, and like most coins from that mint, it carries no mint mark while millions were produced, over 157 million to be exact. Finding one a day in exceptional condition is extremely rare. Most of these coins went straight into circulation during the Great Depression, a time when every cent mattered, and very few were saved in pristine form. That's why high-grade examples, those certified as is 66 red or higher by PCGS or NGC, are almost impossible to find. But when they do surface, they set the auction world on fire. This coin features the classic wheat ears reverse design, which collectors adore and actively hunt for. The obverse proudly displays Victor David Berner's portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, introduced in 1909. to honor the 100th anniversary of his birth. But beyond its design, the 1930 wheat penny holds a powerful historical connection. It represents a nation struggling through economic collapse, and coins from this era carry deep emotional and patriotic significance for American collectors. The examples that sold for tens of thousands were not just rare, they were visually stunning, boasting brilliant, original copper-red luster, sharply defined details, and virtually no wear. These were not your average pocket change coins. They were the kind of penny that coin experts dream of discovering. In fact, in 2024, one EMSIS 66 red specimen sold at a U.S. auction for $50,000, igniting massive interest across the collecting community. Just a year later, in 2025, another, even finer example went under the hammer for $60,000 as bidding wars broke out among serious numismatists, determined to own this elusive treasure. And the most exciting part, one of these coins could still be out there in your house, in a coin jar inside an old wallet. You could be unknowingly holding a coin that collectors will pay tens of thousands of dollars for. And all it takes is one good find. So, if you've got a 1930 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark, pull out that magnifying glass. Look closely at the condition. If it's bright, shiny, and free from heavy wear, you may have struck numismatic gold. Don't take chances, have it professionally graded. A certified coin is far more trusted in the market and can easily multiply its value. And who knows? You could be the next lucky person to turn a 1-cent piece into a $60,000 payday. This is more than a coin. It's a hidden treasure from America's past, quietly waiting to make someone a millionaire. Keep searching, keep collecting, and never underestimate the power of a humble penny, especially not the legendary 1930 no mint mark wheat. This is not an ordinary penny. This is a 1929 no mint mark penny, and it is one of the most misunderstood and underestimated coins in American history. At first glance, it looks simple and common, but serious collectors know the truth. In high grade, this penny is extremely rare, and today, its value can reach more than $42,000. This penny was struck in Philadelphia, which is why it carries no mint mark. It was released during one of the most critical moments. In American history, the year 1929 marked the beginning of economic collapse. Coins were not collected, they were spent, used, and pushed through daily life without care. Survival was more important than saving pennies. Because of that, almost every 1929 penny entered circulation. Immediately, most were worn down quickly. Many were damaged. Others were lost forever. Very few examples survived with sharp details, original surfaces, and strong color. That is the real reason this penny is so valuable today. What makes this penny truly special is how rare it is. In high mint state condition, population reports from PCAGS and NGC reveal a shocking truth. While millions were minted, only a tiny number exist today in grades above Mrs. 64. That extreme condition rarity turned this penny into a top target for advanced collectors. For many years, this coin was ignored. Collectors focused on older wheat pennies and famous key dates. Meanwhile, the 1929 penny quietly disappeared. Then, auction results changed everything. When a few high-grade examples appeared, the market reacted instantly. In April 2025, a superb 1929 no mint mark penny stunned collectors when it sold for over $42,000. At a major auction earlier in December 2023, a PCGS certified example crossed $36,000 after intense bidding. In July 2022, an NGC-graded penny reached nearly $30,000. In October 2020, a strong mint state piece sold for more than $23,000. Even a lightly circulated but original penny still brought over $16,000 back in 2019. Each sale confirmed the same conclusion. This penny is far rarer than most people realize. Condition is everything with this coin. Strike quality is critical. Many 1929 pennies were weakly struck. Full wheat lines, sharp lettering, and clear Lincoln details dramatically increase value. Color also plays a major role. Red examples are extremely scarce and can be worth tens of thousands more than brown examples. At the same grade, professional grading is essential. Pennies authenticated by PC, EGS, or NGC carry global trust. Even a single point difference in grade can change the value by thousands of dollars. That is why serious collectors never gamble with ungraded examples. Historically, this penny represents the last breath of normal American life. Before the Great Depression fully took hold, it passed through hands during uncertain days, when the future was unknown. That historical weight combined with extreme condition rarity gives this penny a special place in American numismatics. Today, collectors actively search for this coin, estate sales, old albums. Forgotten jars and inherited collections are carefully examined, because finding a high-grade 1929 no mint mark penny is like finding history frozen in time. If you ever come across this penny, do not clean it and do not rush to sell it. Study the details, examine the color, and protect it immediately. Have it professionally graded. What looks like a simple old penny could be one of the most important sleeper coins. In the entire Lincoln Cent series, this penny does not shout for attention. It earns respect quietly, and that is what makes it truly rare. The 1934 Lincoln Wheat Penny with the D Mint mark is one of those coins that quietly sits in collections, often overlooked yet holding a story and value that can completely change how you see old pennies. At first glance, it may look like just another worn copper cent from the Great Depression era, but once you understand its background, rarity, and the fine details that collectors search for, this coin transforms into something extraordinary. This penny was struck in Denver during one of the most difficult periods in American history. The nation was still recovering from the Great Depression, and every coin minted during this time carries the weight of survival, hardship, and resilience made from nearly pure copper. The 1934 D Wheat Penny has aged beautifully over the decades. Many examples show deep brown tones, subtle red traces, and in some cases, natural green and dark patina that formed naturally over time. These colors are not damage. They are proof of authenticity and age, and collectors prize them when they appear naturally and evenly. What makes the 1934 D Wheat Penny especially desirable is its lower survival rate. In high-grade condition, while millions were originally minted, most were heavily circulated during hard economic times. Finding one today with strong details, clear wheat lines on the reverse, sharp lettering, and natural original toning is becoming increasingly difficult. Every detail on this coin tells a story, from Lincoln's calm expression to the wheat ears that symbolize America's agricultural backbone. During recovery years, collectors pay very close attention to condition. When it comes to this date, pennies that retain original surfaces, minimal cleaning and attractive, natural toning are in a completely different league than common. Worn examples, a well-preserved 1934 D Wheat Penny with strong eye appeal can command astonishing prices in today's market. in top-tier graded condition verified by professional grading services. Examples have reached market values as high as $500, and in rare cases even more depending on color designation, strike quality, and originality. This is why this coin is far more than spare change. It represents a moment in American history when every cent mattered. It traveled through decades, passed through countless hands, survived wars, economic shifts, and generations quietly increasing in desirability. Holding one today is like holding a physical piece of the past that continues to grow in importance and value for collectors. The most important lesson is to examine every wheat penny carefully. Look for mint marks, study the surfaces, and never ignore natural toning. Small differences in color, wear, and sharpness can mean the difference between a common coin and a life-changing discovery. A genuine 1934 D wheat penny with strong, original character is something collectors actively search for, and competition for high-quality examples grows stronger every year. This is not just a collectible, it is a historical asset. It is copper shaped by time scarcity, shaped by history, and value shaped by demand. Coins like this don't shout, they whisper, and those who listen closely are often the ones who uncover the greatest treasures. Here on Us Mint X, we bring you real stories, real discoveries, and real coins that most people walk past without ever realizing what they're holding. We update our channel daily with rare finds, hidden values, and legendary pieces that collectors dream of owning. Stay with us, because the next coin on this list goes even deeper into rarity, even higher in value, and carries a story so powerful it makes this first treasure feel like only the beginning. This penny represents a moment when American history slowed down. The 1930 no mint mark penny is not loud, not flashy, and not famous to the average person, but to advanced collectors. It is one of the most quietly rare pennies ever produced, in high grade. This penny has reached values above $28,000, and the reason is far more complex than most people expect. This penny was struck in Philadelphia, which is why it carries no mint mark. It was produced at the very start of the Great Depression, when money was tight and survival came first. People did not save coins. They reused them, spent them, and wore them down quickly. That real-world pressure is the key to understanding why this penny is so rare today. Although millions were originally minted, the survival rate tells a completely different story. Most 1930 pennies were heavily circulated. Within a short time, sharp details faded quickly. Original surfaces disappeared. Coins were damaged, stored poorly, or discarded as a result. Finding a 1930 penny today with strong strike, clean surfaces, and natural color is extremely difficult. This penny is especially rare in upper mint state grades. Population data from PCGs and NGC shows a steep drop in numbers. Above Mrs. 63, grades like Mrs. 64 and higher are genuinely scarce and highly competitive among collectors. This condition rarity is what transformed the 1930 penny from common to elite. Auction history proves this shift clearly. In March 2025, a premium quality 1930 no mint mark penny surprised the market when it sold for over $28,000 earlier in August 2023. A PCG's graded example crossed $22,000. After steady bidding in February 2022, an NGC certified coin reached nearly $19,000 in June 2020. A clean mint state piece sold for more than $15,000. Even a properly preserved, circulated example still achieved over $10,000 back in 2019. These results confirm one thing: demand is real and supply is thin. Strike quality is one of the most important factors for this penny. Many 1930 pennies show weakness in Lincoln's hair, wheat lines, and lettering. Coins with sharp design elements are significantly more valuable. Color also plays a major role. Red and red-brown examples are far rarer than brown ones, and often sell for double the price at the same grade. Professional grading is essential for this coin. PCG's and NGC certification provides authenticity, market confidence, and long-term value protection. Without grading, even a rare example can be overlooked or undervalued. Historically, the 1930 penny reflects the beginning of a difficult era in American life. These coins circulated when jobs were lost, businesses closed, and families struggled. That heavy usage explains why survivors are so scarce today. Each high-grade example is a rare witness to that moment in history. Collectors now search carefully through inherited collections, old albums, and forgotten storage, hoping to find one untouched example, because they understand that a single high-quality 1930 no mint mark penny can represent both historical importance and serious financial value. If you ever come across this penny, do not clean it and do not dismiss it as common. Examine the details, the strike, and the color. Have it professionally graded. What appears ordinary could be one of the quietest rarities in the entire Lincoln penny series. This penny does not demand attention. It earns it through survival. Treasure hunters stay focused, because the next coin on our list is a silent survivor from one of the most misunderstood years in American coin history. Our next treasure is the 1935 Lincoln Wheat Penny, without a mint mark, a coin that may appear modest at first glance, yet hides a level of rarity and value that shocks even experienced collectors. This penny often shows rich brown tones, soft gray hues, and deep. The nation was still clawing its way out of the Great Depression. This is not just copper. This is history preserved in metal. The year 1935. Damaged, cleaned, or lost to time. That makes surviving examples in fine to extremely fine condition. Far rarer than most people realize. Every untouched surface on this coin is a small miracle, struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The 1935 Wheat Penny without a mint mark carries the classic design that collectors love. Lincoln's portrait remains strong when preserved properly, and the wheat stalks on the reverse still show definition that separates common finds from serious collector pieces. The brown and gray coloration seen on original examples is not random wear, it is original patina, formed naturally over decades, and collectors aggressively pursue coins that show this untouched surface character. What truly elevates the 1935 Wheat Penny into elite territory is scarcity. In original condition, while mintages appear high on paper, the reality is far different today. Coins from this year were not saved. They were spent. They were handled constantly during a time when every cent mattered. Finding one today that retains original surfaces, strong detail, and natural toning is increasingly rare, and that scarcity drives intense demand. Now, let's talk value, because this is where reality becomes exciting. High-grade 1935 wheat pennies without a mint mark, especially those certified by professional grading services, with strong eye appeal and original patina, have reached market values up to $112,000. In exceptional cases, coins with near gem preservation and rich original color have sold for even more in private sales. This is not speculation. This is collector-driven demand fueled by rarity and condition. This coin represents more than just value. It represents survival. It passed through one of the toughest economic periods in American history and came out intact. That story alone adds weight to its desirability. When a collector holds a 1935 wheat penny like this, they are holding proof of endurance, resilience, and the quiet power of time. For collectors, the most important advice is simple. Never dismiss a wheat penny based on date alone. Examine the surfaces closely. Look for original color, untouched details, and natural aging cleaning. Polishing or altering a coin like this can instantly destroy tens of thousands of dollars in value. Authenticity and originality are everything at this level. Imagine being able to say, "You own one of the rarest surviving examples from 1935, a coin that lived through the Depression, passed through generations, and now stands as a legitimate financial asset." That is not just collecting. That is owning a piece of American legacy that continues to gain respect and value every year. Coins like this are not loud. They don't sparkle unnaturally. They don't beg for attention. They reward knowledge, and those who understand them are often the ones who uncover life-changing treasures. Hidden in plain sight, let the 1935 wheat penny sink in. Because what comes next is even rarer, even harder to find, and carries a story so powerful. It pushes this treasure even further into the shadows. Stay ready, because the journey into real hidden wealth is only getting deeper.